Tonight, I am going to read our mission statement. Local cultural councils serving every city and town in Massachusetts offer grants to projects in the arts, humanities, and sciences that will be benefit to their community. All right, with that said, we will look to approve the minutes of October 19th. Does anybody have any comments or corrections?
Not October 19th, December 8th, I believe.
Okay. All right, do you want to do October 19th first? Oh, it's December
okay,
8th.
sorry.
That's right, it's December 8th. I'm sorry. All right, Joanna, you had a comment? Correction?
No, I just wanted on the minutes?
Yes.
No, I think Rand sent them around and.
Yeah. Okay. All right, that being said, does somebody have a motion to accept them?
I make a motion to accept. I'm off so I hit some wrong button.
You did, but I can hear you, so I'll take your motion. Second?
Okay.
I second that, Heather.
Okay, all right, all those in favor, I guess, do we have to take roll call for this, Andrea? Okay, Rand?
Yes.
Yes. Jay, are you with us?
Yes, I'm not, this is my first time and I probably didn't do everything that I was supposed to do. So I'm not sure what I'm voting on.
Are you approving the minutes of December 8th?
Oh, yes.
Okay. All right, Sandra?
Yes, I approve.
Okay. Heather?
Yes.
Eileen?
Yes.
Yes, and chair votes aye, so that's unanimous. All right, treasurer's report. I guess, Heather, you have quite a few things to tell us tonight, so.
Do I? Okay.
I don't know.
Well, we shall see. Here we go. Okay, so previous to the call, I sent out an update for the treasurer's report, which included our grants from 2020. So as of this point, we have 3 grants left to fund. And Joanna, thank you for reaching out to those groups. So we'll wait for that paperwork to come in from those. And just so you guys know, they are the Summer Chamber Music Concert, the Arts Day 2020, and I know the teachers are scrambling to get all their stuff together, and they're dealing with quite a lot now. And then the Prince and Pirates and the Witch of Wellfleet. So there's 3 outstanding, which total $1,400. And Rand, I can email this if you're taking minutes, just so you have it all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So there's $1,400 left outstanding that we need to fund from last year's grants. Everything else has been submitted. So to date, we have paid out from our grants $3,585.77. I'm saying that slow, so Gran can pick it up, but it's also on the email I sent out if you want to just pick it up from there.
No.
And then I also included the warrant funds ledger. I have my visual aid here. I sent that out to the group and I highlighted the last 3 entries because those are just recent entries I wanted to make everyone aware of. So those included the gift cards, the $100 that we funded, the gift cards for Trees Alive. So that came out of our warrant funds. In addition to the baseball sculpture, so that came out of our warrant funds as well. That was for $500. And these were all detailed in the minutes that we just approved. So I'm just really recapping. And then also the Duke of Orleans, the portrait restoration, we put down a deposit of $750. So all that has been submitted and taken out of our warrant funds account, leaving us in the warrant funds remaining of $2,288.62. Again, all this was in the email I sent out about an hour prior to the call. So just recapping that. So we will stay on top of the 3 grants outstanding, and we will be all completed with that because I know we're talking about our 2021 grants. Shifting gears, Joanna, I don't know, do you want me to touch on how much we have for our grants for 2021?
Yes.
I believe it is $4,800. Is that correct, based on our annual report that we received? Joanna, can you confirm that?
That's what we got from the state. This is Claire, but yes.
Oh, hi, Claire. Claire, thank you.
I got the email, and yes, it's $4,800.
Great. Because we have over $10,000 worth of grants that were submitted. So we're really going to have to make some tough decisions.
Yeah, it's about less than half.
Yeah. So I know when I was going through everything, it's just like you want to pretty much fund everything, but we only have enough money to fund about half of the grants that were submitted this year. But I think overall, great turnout of grant submissions. So I don't know if anyone has any questions with everything I sent out, closing out last year before we jump into this year, but just let me know if you have any questions.
Great report. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Any questions? I don't want to skip by them. No questions? All right, then Eileen, would you give us a report on the portrait restoration?
Yeah, what I did was I created a draft. I created a draft of the article and I emailed it out today. It's pretty brief. And what I'd like all of you to do is take a look at it today, tonight, tomorrow. It'll take you 2 minutes, if that. And then just send me back an email that says, you agree, it's awful, please add, take out.
All right. Okay.
I would like to get it to the paper before this week ends. So
I thought it was very good, Eileen.
So the goal, thank you, Sandra. The goal is to get it out in the paper so that we have 4 weeks or however many weeks in February and the remainder of this month. And then we'll be done the beginning of March to coincide with our anniversary date of March 3rd. Once this is out into the paper, then my next objective will be to send, supposedly we're getting a disc, a little tape, a little video from Deborah or Debbie, and we'll send that along with the advertisement to the Chamber of Commerce for information for them to see if they can just send it out to their business people. And then we'll do the same thing and send it out to, I never know what the Historical Society's new name is, but we're going to send it out to them and ask them to send it out to all of their folks too. And then probably the Friends of Snow Library would be the last one that I would probably send it out to in terms of using their directories, their email lists and address books. So any help you can give me with advice and counsel on any of that, great, I'm all ears. That's the end of my report.
Okay, great. I do not believe that we discussed this at the last meeting, and I think we decided you can just put it in the paper and go for it, unless anybody has any further questions, comments, whatever.
Do we just all want to try to get our feedback to Eileen by the end of day tomorrow, just to move things along?
That's a good idea. All right.
And Eileen, if you don't hear from us by the end of the day tomorrow, just trust that we trust you, and it looks great. But first glance, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, the only thing I need to add, and I need to speak to Joanne, and you're right there. Do we have his permission to use that article?
Joanna just called me. Her Wi-Fi went down, so she's trying to get back in.
Okay, well, because that could be problematic if he's not giving us permission, because the paper will not reprint pieces of an article without the author's permission. So that whole history, which is great and totally copied with quotes and noting his name, I need to make sure he agrees. That's the only thing that could change things. And I'm not really good at rewriting somebody else's work to make it look like mine. I always look like I'm plagiarizing, so I don't want to try it.
Okay.
So that's the only thing that could get in my way. If somebody could tell me what the Historical Society's name is, that would be great.
CHO, Elaine, it's CHO, CHO, Cultural and History Centers of Orleans.
Wait a minute. Cultural.
There she is.
Cultural
You're
and historic.
CHO, they just go by CHO.
okay.
CHO, of Orleans, okay.
Cultural and History Centers of Orleans. It's on
Oh,
there.
perfect.
It's, if you Google Orleans Historic Society, it'll still come up.
Okay, thanks, Andrea. Oh, that's really it. That's where we're going with this.
All right, Joanna's back if you want to ask her your question.
Joanna, do we have permission from that author to use his, part of his article?
Dave Strato?
Yeah. We need to contact him before I can put that in the paper. I need to say with permission of the author.
Joanna, you're on mute.
Oh, mute.
I'm just so happy to be back. That's kind of a terrible feeling to have it shut off. Sorry. I think you could contact him by email after the meeting. I'll send you his personal email.
Perfect. That's great. That's all I need. Okay, great.
And I
That's it.
have one other comment. We have a person who's been helping the Cultural Council and the Cultural District, or I should say offered, to help write press releases because she's a writer and she has written for the Pond Coalition. So if you want, I'll connect you with her and she could do a read through if you wanted to. It sort of saves some of the editing that the newspaper may or may not do. If you like, I'll send you a link to that.
Yeah, sure. I just, I'm not worried about the paper. It's only like 3 paragraphs. It's little. It's
Oh.
not like a full page thing. And the only thing I need is a file copy of a picture of that thing, so I could send that to the. I want to send it to the Chatham Chronicle and the Cape Cod.
Right. So you need a photo as well as Jay's address.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm done.
Okay, great. All right, if anybody does have any comments or corrections for Eileen, just make sure you got them to her tomorrow, and Joanna's going to get her the rest of the information. All right, moving on, we are about to start our grant process for the year. As we have discussed before, we have $4,800, and Heather did announce, I guess she added it up, that we have
10,825.
okay, couldn't find my figure. So we have twice as many, we have way more money than we have, and more grants than we are able to support. What I'd like to do first thing is, I don't have a panel book that Michaela printed out, but I want to make sure that everybody has the same number for your grants as we go through, so that we know what we're talking about by the number that they were assigned. So if you have your table of contents, Joanna told me that there are big numbers that should tell you what they are, numbered from 1 to 24 down to the bottom. Number 1 is Stefano.
Whoa,
Yay.
it ends in 22?
Yeah, I got 22.
I have 22.
All right.
I
All
think
right,
he last year's. While you're looking for that, this
Oh,
is
all right.
just,
Yes, we are. We're okay. So number 1 is Hit and
Stefano.
Run.
Stefano.
Stefano. Okay. Number 2 is Duo Pianist.
Yep.
3 is Summer Chamber Music.
Right.
4 is Making Art.
Yeah, let's not go through all that. All these packages are identical, Claire.
Okay. All right.
The one thing I would suggest we do to get this done with is what we did in the past. And thank you so much for numbering this and making this so much better. Whoever did this is great. Because last year I was so lost. Well, that's me, not everybody. Anyway, what I would suggest we do is somebody will call out number 1 and ask if anybody said no. And what we can do is get the no's out of the way first.
All right. That was
does is get us down from 22 to maybe 15 or something.
okay. All right. So we will start.
And if somebody says no, they have to say why. And then, and if everybody agrees, then it's a no. If not, we keep on going. Just the no's.
Guys, I'm going to leave you to do this detailed part of your work because I trust that you need no support for this from the select board to make
You
these
don't-
decisions.
Yeah,
We
Right.
just need aspirins and
right,
Good luck.
all right. So, number 1, Stefano, it's true story of Shakespeare's shipwreck. Anybody say no? Okay, so put that aside to consider. Dual pianists. Anybody say no?
I did.
I did.
I
Okay,
said no.
all right. Eileen, why did you say no?
I thought it was scripted, something that we could see someplace else, overwhelming, and not necessarily, let me find my notes. I forgot I was gonna make myself do this. I wrote notes down here someplace. I wasn't excited about the fact that they do not deal with anybody under grade 12. It's a Zoom performance. It's recorded. There's no real interaction. It just seemed like it was, in light of everything else that people were asking for, it was not nearly as exciting as I thought the others were. So I just said no.
All right.
Anybody agree?
I think we
I
can-
also, go
Yeah,
ahead, Joanne.
I think that we can just set that aside in our discussion pile
Okay,
and then proceed through with the 100% no's.
all right. Okay. Next one is Cape Cod Chamber Music Festival. Anybody say
no.
no on that?
I did. Sorry about that.
I
We'll put that in the pile for discussion then.
Okay.
Natural Death Care Collaborative,
I said no.
I said,
And I said no for a very personal reason. And it's probably, I don't know if it makes sense, and I don't even know if we have to, if you all agree, we don't have to even just, I think we're all struggling in our own way to get over this pandemic and everything else. And focusing for 1 hour on having somebody tell me how to read and how to make pottery to get over my grief is, it just like, it was a turn off when I was reading it. So I don't know if anybody felt that way. I just didn't like it.
Are we at number 4?
No,
Yes,
I'm
yeah.
Making art while grieving?
making art
yeah,
while
number 4. Yeah.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
I said no too.
Okay, that's 3. Anybody else? If there's any more, we can just draw a line through that one.
Well, actually, I said no too. I didn't feel that,
We
It was
need
just-
joy.
It
Yeah,
doesn't,
We
it
need
doesn't
things to
fit
make
in
us
with the
feel
need to
good.
make happy. Okay, so
Yeah.
what my suggestion here is to take your list and draw a line through number 4, and you don't have to think about that one again. That's not for discussion, it's just gone.
or you can just
Okay.
set it aside.
yeah.
No, why don't we just, just draw a line
Okay.
through it on your table of contents, just simply.
I did.
Okay,
All right.
number
Tales,
5.
all right, number 5, Tales and Tales, songs and stories for summer reading. Anybody say no?
I did, only because it served 150 people and sounded like it only served Brewster and Woods Hole, but I would need some clarification on if those were the only 2 communities it served. It listed a bunch of communities, only 2 of which impacted the Cape.
I think that might not be true.
Yeah, I
I-
think so too. I had Snow Library written here and I don't know why.
There is,
So maybe I was just reading the wrong
Here,
page, you guys.
where will project take place? Snow Library in Orleans. It's
Yeah.
for summer reading.
Yeah, I liked that one. That's why I know.
I said yes for that. Is that
That's why I'm like, oh, no, wait, I don't think that's right. Yes.
Are we talking about 5?
5.
5.
That's
Oh,
a
yeah.
summer reading program.
5, summer reading, Tales and Tales, songs and stories for summer reading.
There is a
You know
letter
what,
of,
maybe it's the summer, the next one?
oh my God.
No, I don't know. Okay.
There's a
Forget-
letter, yeah, there's a letter from,
Snow Library.
yes.
I think these things that encourage reading in our kids I think this is so important. I would leave this one in and just, I don't even think it's for discussion. I think we all like it.
All right, the
I'm
next,
just speaking for myself.
My children all took part in the summer reading program and they loved it.
Yeah, I think you're right, Jay. Okay, number 6.
Tales and Tales Summer Reading Magic Show. That's
I
also,
love that. And that's been
also-
popular for years.
okay, that's at Snow also.
Yeah.
The next one is,
Elvis.
number 7, Elvis to Everly Brothers. And that is at the Orleans Cultural Council, at the Orleans Council on Aging, COA. And there is a letter here from Lillian Parnell.
You know why I like this? I really like it because there's not much here specifically for that age group. And they have had a ball with this one,
Okay,
with this group that comes in. So I said, yay for this.
and we're gonna put that in the pile to consider. Cape Cod Children's Place is number 7, Arts Playgroup, Loose Parts Arts Playgroup.
I think that's number 8.
Number 8.
Yes.
Yeah. Great.
I'd leave that in.
Anybody say no on that? All right, we'll put that in the file to consider. The next one is number 9, Creative Outlet, Finding Your Voice Through Arts.
This one is for teens.
I said yes on that.
And wait, is this the one that we had trouble with this one last year, I think?
It's for
It's in Dennis and
it's for teens that are at risk.
Yes.
yeah, but it's after school and there's problems getting there is what it's at the Cape Cod Museum of Art
Right.
or Wellfleet. So I said no to this, not because we don't have a need, but because we can't get them there.
I said no because I've dealt with this before and I've had nothing but trouble with it because the kids can never get there. It's just kind of very, very hard.
So let's just cross that one out. Does everybody agree?
I just,
Rand, I know you're, one of your goals is to work with kids and do something. And I would really love to see us do something in the summer for this particular group. And you and I could work together on it because I know it's a passion of yours. But doing something after school for these kids, I think is problematic.
well, I don't know what would be problematic to do it after school. I can understand difficulty of getting to Cape Cod Museum of Art from Orleans in our area.
That's
But-
what I meant.
But it said, where will the project take place? On the first page, it says Cape Cod Museum of Art, Nauset Regional Middle School, Brewster and Wellfleet Recreation Department. I need to understand that connection because that would make a geographic connection to our population.
Maybe we need to have them clarify that.
I would get more information, and I'll tell you, I have an in at the Brewster Recreation Department, which is my son, he's the director, and he's having the same problem I am, is trying to get more information about it.
Well, maybe that's what we do. Okay. I didn't say no to that one to begin with. That was a concern of mine is to getting the kids there, from say Nauset to a middle school or to some other place.
Well, let's put
Okay.
it in the pile to talk about.
Okay.
All right, next one is number 10, Chainsaws, Cheeseburgers, and Rock and Roll Live.
I think that was another one for the.
That one is for teens, or it can be for teens. From what I gathered, it's strictly online.
It's a fast-paced slideshow with live narration designed to capture and hold the attention of even the hardest to reach. You have to be 6 years and older, supposedly. Encourages everybody to chase their dreams, no matter what, any grade level, no cost. And it's going to be online, so anybody can do it. I don't know. The name of it's interesting, if nothing else. But he's got good reviews.
Well, I thought it was interesting. It is for teens. I just wondered if he might have, it doesn't look like he contacted anybody. It might be good to contact the middle school and see if it was something that he could present online for the middle school or some classes or something. Anyway, let's put that in to be considered.
And I would like to just interject, backing up to the previous, we were concerned about the geographic accessibility, but there is a letter from Nauset Regional Middle School that says that this organization does reach their students.
Oh,
So we can look at that again.
okay, great.
We moved it over, Ranta, yes.
Okay.
Well, the title alone helps them. I think it's kind of neat. Chainsaw.
The chainsaws.
Yeah.
Their press release is terrific. It's Dr. the Machine Jesse Green, except, maybe he looks too much like those people we saw in the Capitol yesterday.
Forming the Capitol. Well,
All
looks
right.
can be deceiving.
All right, that's for discussion, I guess. Okay.
Okay, yeah, and the next one is Beyond the Bounds, a pandemic concert focused on connection and creative expression.
I said no. Why did I say no? Maybe I was having a fit. Wait a second.
This
Yeah,
This was-
these are, I know why, because it's $25 a ticket. That's why. I said no for that reason, because we try not to have things that are costly. And we have other musical things that are happening. So, and if this is online, I don't know why there's a cost.
I don't think
I mean,
it's,
granted, you need to pay these people, they're professional musicians.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think the uniqueness of this is it's not online. I think they're going to use outdoor spaces.
Just for the summer.
Yeah.
and I also want to mention that historically, we do fund things in which there is a ticket cost. And the guidelines from MCC do not put that in the guidelines, because how would we support chamber music festivals or anything where you bring people in from off Cape in order to enrich your culture, because we couldn't afford it otherwise.
Okay, well,
All
they've
right.
got some. Now, where's the Hay House Conservation Land?
In Brewster.
It's in Brewster. It's off of Red Top Road in Brewster.
Oh, okay, because that's where they're playing their summer one.
Yeah, it's John Hayes' home that was donated to the Brewster Conservation Trust.
Okay, so I guess I'm the only no. That's okay. I've been alone many times. It's
All right, well, we'll throw it over to the pile to be considered, and I'm afraid I have to leave, so I'm going to leave you with the next one, which is the open mic.
Okay,
Well,
number 12, right?
yeah.
Right.
Number 12.
All right,
All right, good luck.
thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Claire.
Thank
Be
you.
safe.
Best of luck.
I will touch.
Be safe.
Uh-oh.
Okay, the open mic classical. As much as I would love to see this, I said no, only because we had 22. And this is very specific. And I don't know how popular it would be.
The open mic.
I'll say no as well.
Well, just historically, this is a really unique program in Brewster that was built year by year and reaches an audience that isn't served, in that people who are learning how to play, say that you're 15 and you're really good at the violin, but you have nowhere to play in front of people or other musicians. So you can go there and actually practice or perform. And it's also a place for people to play who aren't part of an official orchestra. There are people who come from all over the Cape just to be a part of this. It's on Sundays and it's free. You can give a donation or not.
It's on Zoom too now.
I
Oh,
said
good.
yes.
That's good. So I would just
You want to leave it?
weigh in on that with that information.
Yeah.
I would agree too. It's local musicians who are making a platform for other local musicians, either professional or not,
Okay.
to play classical music.
Number 13 is the Young Artists, the April workshop. It's in P-Town.
That's my only objection. is
Yeah,
I
how-
like it.
How they're gonna get some people. I
Yeah,
like
so
the idea.
I love the idea, and I wish we could talk to them about having one here. You know what I mean?
woohoo. We
And
are.
I think we said that once before. I think we said that last year for the same group.
I think
wish
we
we could-
did. It's a really great program. Mary Hartford's daughter was in it, but this year I didn't see any mention of transportation. And I just want to interject that Orleans Cultural District has set aside funds and had it in place pre-COVID for Friday night classes for students, junior high, high school, and Saturday workshops for families, supporting local artists giving workshops in whatever their strength is. So we are working on that, Eileen. So if as soon as COVID restrictions are lifted, that program will start at the old firehouse.
So for now, can we just draw a line through this one?
Does everyone agree? Is this
I just, it's number
all right,
13.
so is Heather here?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
hi, Heather. Okay. Does everyone agree that they would put this in the no pile, or do they want to discuss it?
I said no, but I think we should discuss it a little bit more.
I think we should discuss it a little more and see if we have funds at the end.
Okay.
It does serve an age group, and it is quality.
It is quality, true. Hope we'll have that here.
Yeah.
Okay, number 14 is children's theater production. I love this one. This is outside. It's going to be over in, I want to say, at the Dennis Theater there. And they do an outside production for these kids.
This is in Brewster
Yeah.
at the Cape Rep,
Yeah.
and they have an outdoor theater. Does
And
does
the kids
everyone-
get to, yeah, the
does
kids get to
everyone-
work with professionals and non-professionals
Right.
and get to see how a theater works. I think this is a great opportunity. I mean, $1,000 is a bit rich, but I think this is a definite leave.
All right, we'll
$10
put
per
that-
person?
we'll move that forward to the discuss pile and move on to 15.
I thought this was cool.
This is
I want to
remote
go to
learning
this one.
song with puppets. Does
Yeah.
everyone agree that you want to discuss this further, or do you agree that you would want to put it in the no pile?
I think we have to do it.
Everyone agree?
This came
what
with a
was the-
letter that said the people that at the library loved it.
Mhm.
Mm,
So, the-
I'm thrilled with it.
so number 15, remote learning with puppets will go in the discuss pile. Number 16, arts and ideas.
Oh. Well,
This is for the Alzheimer's caregivers and Alzheimer patients.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. The only issue I have with this is it's now on Zoom. What kind of I don't know if I don't know. I think the caregivers would probably enjoy a respite from,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
I don't know what benefit somebody who is having difficulty would understand. Zoom is okay, but it's not okay. You know what I mean? It's like,
Originally, and if the restrictions are lifted by summer, the program is at the Cape Cod Museum of Art generally. and the caregivers and their significant people actually are there, and the arts and music seem to help the patients or the dementia people to actually have discussions, and that's the weight of that particular program. So
Except now they're saying Zoom. They don't have they don't have another, they said, where will the project take place? This is via Zoom.
yeah, I don't know how long COVID is going to last. So
I don't either. But you know,
to be a discuss further or a no?
I almost think for this coming year, it's a no, only because we have so many, and there's so many that want some money, and we haven't eliminated any. We've eliminated 2. And I don't, there's another, I don't know. I have a yes next to it. And now I'm saying no. Maybe it is discussed. I don't know.
So can we have some comments from the rest of the members regarding this?
I didn't like this. I didn't like it. I just didn't think that if something's happening on Zoom, I think it's very difficult for Alzheimer's patients
That's how I felt.
to relate to that. I don't know. I just didn't. I
Anyone
could be
else?
wrong, but I didn't
Anyone
really
else?
like it.
Any other comments?
I think I would agree with Sandra's comments. I wanted to support it just because of what it was trying to do, but I think that's going to be a tough program on Zoom.
Right.
That's how I feel too. Okay, let's draw a line through it. I sound like I'm rushing you. I am, because it's already 10 after 6.
Well, the idea is to carefully consider these, especially during COVID. Some of these are really important to work with. So the first run through, we need to give them a little time.
Well, I don't know about anybody else, Joanna, but I really sat down all day with these lists. So I'm not here just, and I'm sure everybody else did too. So if we can do definite no's now, we have 3 that are at least no's, and I wrote discuss next to the ones that might be right. Yeses or no's. It will help us get through this and do it with some sense that we're doing it right.
So does everyone agree to that?
To get rid of it. Yeah.
I think we need to get through it.
All right. So number 16 is in the no pile.
Yep.
And the next one is 17, Rise and Shine. And that's a program at the Cultural Center in Yarmouth.
And I said, this is a terrific program, but it's too far to go.
Any other comments?
You have to go, let's see.
Where is it located?
It's at the Cultural
Yarmouth.
Center
South Yarmouth.
in Yarmouth. It's at the border of Yarmouth and Dennis.
That's a drive-in. That's a little bit of a drive.
It is a transportation problem for students in this area. It's also specifically for students who are at risk.
At risk.
And there's a JF Kennedy Center near there for at-risk students. So the location for them is perfect. It's a little more difficult here.
Yeah, I recall, maybe this was the one I was remembering from last year, Joanna, where we kept saying, wouldn't this be great here?
Yeah.
I mean, even if it's for a small group, but maybe what we need to do when this is over is pick up these 2 that are for at-risk kids and see how we could merge what they're doing to have it an Orleans event.
Wow, that would be good.
That, especially Rand with all of your music ties, maybe we could put something together for the park by the library.
But I've often thought that we should have a open mic for young people, but
Right.
Well, yeah, but I think we can do that. I'd be happy to work with you, Rand. We could do it for the summer and take some of these things. Okay, that's a no. Now we're on 18, Eventide.
Eventide. Number 18, Eventide Tales.
Yeah. Yes.
So we are going to discuss that further.
I said yes to that one. I don't know if anybody else does.
I said yes too. January.
All right,
For
so that
January,
goes in the-
February, and March.
Discuss pile. Number 19, Outer Cape Corral. Is everyone familiar with the Outer Cape Corral?
Yeah,
I think they always get quite a bit of money, period.
Well, they are all volunteers and they have a director, and they do 2 major huge concerts free to the public. And one of them is at Nauset Middle School Auditorium, and people are standing against the wall. There is never enough seats for that concert.
we won't be doing that this year.
Also,
Standing against the wall.
We can hope there'll be a change.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
large corral too, so it involves lots of people as an outlet.
Right.
It's always crowded. It's always
Yeah.
crowded.
Okay, so it sounds like leave that one. All right. Go ahead, Joanne.
Number
Number-
20 for the hip hop dance chair exercise for seniors at the Orleans Senior Center.
I said, leave it. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be doing it.
I know.
They already
I
have
think
a chair exercise from the Council of Aging.
Yeah, but this is with music and
Deborah
stuff.
Benton does it. She has 2
I'm not sure
classes,
if it's
and it's
Zoom
on
or not.
demand, and there's no pay. If you went to Council of Aging, you'd pay $5. I alternate and take it, even though I think I'm a little bit better than that. I don't need the chair, but she's very good. So why are we doing something else? I mean, it's
Oh, I see.
Well,
and
Yeah.
all Orleans people.
Yeah, I think that it is chair exercise, but it also has a culturally interesting,
Benton.
innovative, and it was requested by the Senior Center, the Council on Aging.
Yeah.
It is a relationship that's established there.
Yeah, there are two grants from the senior center, and I believe you called the senior center.
Yeah.
Did she get back to you?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay, good.
That's interesting because they have the chair exercise right now from Council on Aging.
Well, this one sounds pretty lively.
But this is going to be probably very wild. So
Yeah, but I think what's interesting about this is the culture and wellness and music appreciation along color lines and boundaries. Each community can benefit from a multicultural arts program. I think it's got an opportunity to do something more than just move your arms and legs while you're sitting in a chair.
All right, it's definitely not in the no pile, so let's go to 21.
Okay. I said transportation on this one. I think this is in Truro. Is it? This package is so
Oh,
thick.
correct. That's correct. Well, it's only 22. We had like 32 last year.
I know. I said no for the same reason I said no last year. Truro is just too hard to get people to.
I think there's
Especially in winter. Icy
like
roads
a
and
duplication of,
everything else we're doing.
yeah. I think it's on Zoom, right? Virtual.
Yeah. It's at the Truro Center for Arts in Castle Hill. I mean, that could be a drive for somebody, you know, in the winter. I just, and who knows what's going to happen with COVID, but I have a no on that one. I don't know if anybody.
For this one, number 21,
Yeah.
could we have the other members weigh in? Is that a no or a discuss?
It's
I
a
had
no. Okay, Heather has a no. I have a no.
Sandra?
I still like this program. I know it's hard to get to, but I still like it.
Well,
I'm not going to say no.
I think it's virtual. I don't think it's actual. I think we'd have to check on that.
Well, they're saying it's going to be in their Castle Hill Truro Cultural Center. And then virtually and possibly at the center. So it's, I
Yeah.
think it depends upon the disease, the
All
virus.
right. We'll put that in the discuss pile then. And the last one is Arts Light, connecting our community. And
I said no.
this is actually channel 18.
Yeah.
And I know that they wrote a grant and actually got the grant 2 years ago, well, pre-COVID. And the point of the grant is to promote the arts in this area. So, for example, they're the people who came to our art exhibit and actually did the interviews and filmed the art exhibit that we ended up having to take down.
Well,
So
maybe-
I was thinking, and I was thinking that we do have some money in our Dole fund that is an endowment that we have. And
great.
and the endowment reads that it is for the promotion of local artists so that the community can learn about the arts. And it kind of sounds like this would fit into that. So you could make a decision to take the funds out of the Dole fund and then use that $300 for one of these other grants.
I think that's great. Can we do that?
So we need to vote on that.
I say yes.
Yes,
So make a motion.
I make a motion that we fund the Arts Light, Connecting Arts Light, in the amount of $300 taken from the Dole Fund. That's
We
my
have a
motion.
second.
I'll second that.
All right.
I'll second that.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that grant number 22, Arts Light, Connecting Our Community, will be funded through the Dole Fund, an endowment given to the Cultural Council for the promotion of local artists and to connect the artists with the community.
Joanna, do we vote for the rest of the members? Do they all agree? I didn't hear any yays or nays.
Yeah, yay.
Oh, I think, yes, it's, because it's being
I just wanted to
transcribed.
be- I just was trying to be sticky, that's all.
No,
Yeah.
but we do need to take I vote simply because we're being recorded. So I will ask Eileen,
Aye.
I, Rand,
Aye.
Jay. Jay, I think you're on mute. Do your thing. Sandra,
Aye.
Heather,
Hi.
okay. Jay, try to get yourself on unmute yourself. Okay, so we have, so we could put 22 in the, what we're gonna say is the no pile, but it's really not a no.
It's the endowment, right?
All right. All right, Heather, I asked if you would mind keeping track of what we're spending as we go through this a second time. And you can
I
give us,
already have it up and ready to go.
oh, you're just so fabulous. Thank you. So Heather will keep track of what we're spending and not spending, and then we'll be able to
Can
go
I make a suggestion, Joanna?
yes.
We have crossed some out. If I just read out the numbers to you, Heather, can you just add them up and see how much we can say that we have to add back into the others? Because we know we have a total of 10,825, and we've already agreed that 300 is going to be paid out of the Dole grant. Are you adding up?
No, it's much easier, Eileen, if we have $4,800 to spend, if we look at it that way, because we're never going to have 10,000. So
I would agree.
just have to we have to cut it in half. And so the idea is to get to that 4,800.
I think it might be easier if we know the ones that we all just want to 100% fund, get those down so we know that we're spending that money
Right.
and then work with what we have remaining. Otherwise, we'll be here all night.
Right. So we've taken those out. And so we're going to go through again now and decide whether to fund all or partial. All right. So far, the ones that we are not funding are 3, according to my notes, 9, 16, and 17. Is that correct?
And 22.
and 22.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So back to number 1 for Stefano. So are we thinking of funding that totally or partially?
I think we should totally fund it, $300.
Okay. Number 2, the duo pianists for a concert.
I'd lower that. These people are professionals. They get paid otherwise for other people.
All right, we can come back to that then, and when we decide how much we might have left. So number 3, summer chamber music concerts on the Outer Cape. I don't know if you noticed in the paper, but this particular group received notice that evidently they had applied to the Mass Cultural Council for their relief funds. And last week they got a letter announcing that they received $57,000, $57,000 or $58,000, which is probably their entire budget for the past year, where they, kept people going, and they can also plan their concerts this year. And that was relief money from the state for small organizations. And the Academy also received a grant, in case you didn't hear that. So it's wonderful that over $90,000 of Mass Cultural funds was spent in Orleans and Eastham. So for that reason, you might decide not to fund that one this year.
I think that's a great idea.
Could we have other people weigh in, whatever you think on number 3?
I haven't heard that, but if that's true, I say let's not fund that.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. Let's not fund it. Looks like they got a big chunk of money and we might need to spend that money elsewhere.
All right. Rand?
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a very good program. I think we could perhaps partially fund it.
I don't think they need us to fund it. And I think we've got so many others at this point, Rand.
Okay.
You're easy. You don't have to be so easy just because I have a.
Yeah. So we're going to cross off number 3.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. That brings us down to the 2 library programs. Number 5, Tales and Tales.
Could we make them both 500? We'd get a little bit of money back out of that.
I think they have plans for where they do not, if they don't get full funding what they do, and they usually go to the Friends of the Library and ask them to complete the funding.
Oh,
I'm
all
not
right.
sure. I have to look. Was this for more than one performance? No, it was only one performance. Yeah.
Yeah, they're both only one, I think.
Yeah. So you could take that under consideration as well.
I would suggest perhaps funding partially at this point to
Right.
about $350, $400 for each program for the
Historically, we've done about $250 or $300 each time.
Yeah. Why don't we?
Requested.
Yeah,
Oh.
Rand, how about if we brought them both down to like 250 or 300? And
Yeah.
see what happens with our total
we
after.
have money left. Yeah.
That's good. And does everyone agree to that?
What are we agreeing to?
We're
Okay,
saying rather than $650 and $765, that we give each of those 2 programs at least $250.
Okay.
Because we
we just
we're
said 300, Joanne.
300.
300 each.
Yeah,
Like I'm bidding.
because we know that, we think that they may be able to get funding from the library.
Well, if it's in their grant, they stated what they would do if they didn't get full funding.
I think 300 each sounds good.
Okay, are we ready to move to number 7?
Yep.
Elvis to the Everly Brothers.
I love that. This packet was so handy this time. Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, this is the way we normally do it. And I think the spreadsheet from last year was was not helpful. So they've stopped doing it.
Well, it was a lot of work and it was, well, confusing to those of us who are a little more simple.
It was confusing all around.
Yeah,
I
it would, last year we didn't number them right away and that was, but now we're just moving along beautifully. So number 7,
Yeah.
you know,
The audience will experience a sense of community from singing and dancing, blah, blah, blah.
and
He
this
said-
is at the Orleans Senior Center.
Yeah, and this guy is a 2-time Parents' Choice Award winning performer. He's got 45 years of experience. He should be dancing with those people. Anyway,
I did ask Lillian to, I think it was today, if they're allowed to show it more than once, because the artist gets paid for that one time, and he has agreed that they can send it out twice. So it will be more than one performance. That's something to think about too.
and you know, this covers all of his stipends and stuff, and it doesn't add up, doesn't ask for any travel or anything like that. So
Yeah, his in-kind donation is his travel, which is good to see. So are we partial funding or full funding?
I'd suggest partial funding for now, about
All
300.
right, 300,
That's my suggestion.
okay. Are you with us, Heather?
Yeah, I was gonna say 250, half of what he's requesting. Is this 7?
Uh,
no, this one's 500.
Yeah, 250 would be half.
okay.
You want to do
But
250?
yeah, I'm in favor of partial, whatever the amount is.
All right.
Okay.
Everyone agree to that so far?
At 250?
Yes.
Yeah.
250 sounds good. Mhm.
Okay, number 8, the Loose Arts Art Play Group, and that is $600.
Do we know why they need that much money? I mean, what this is it's kind of neat. They're just going to run around and find stuff and then put it together and make stuff out of it. It's kind of like when they do that beach combing thing.
Right, this is,
It sounds like a lot of fun for kids, you know?
right, and this is part of the Cape Cod Children's Place. They are the people for the preschool set, and they actually are the ones that do the family fun fair that we
Yeah.
funded in the past, but evidently they can't do that this year because of crowds.
Well,
So-
they've always worked with Celebrate Our Waters. They were in our tent last year. I
Right.
mean, they're really great people. But maybe we could just, people pay to have their kids go there.
It
So-
actually says it's serving 15 people.
Yeah,
Um,
25 at the most.
mhm.
Anyway, maybe we should just lower that a little
So
bit.
we're going to do partial funding. It's originally 600. So do you want to cut that in half?
Yeah, why not, we'll try it.
All right.
Yeah,
Are we good?
seems reasonable.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Number
10.
10.
Yeah. First of all, they get an award just for chainsaws, cheeseburgers. I mean, I think when I saw this one, I was watching MSNBC at the same time, and I said, "Oh my God, he's on the screen." This bearded creature here. I mean, I'm sure he's a really sweet individual, but maybe he's not. I don't know.
There's one thing.
Does the title have anything to do with what he's doing? Chainsaws,
It
cheeseburgers?
does. Oh, it does, because he's a chainsaw sculptor.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he studied sculpture. So that's part of it, I believe.
There were photos of him in the packet. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
part of it is supposed to be motivational for young people.
Right.
I'm hesitant because not a local person and has not made any apparent connection to a local, not endorsed by a school. Or, you know.
Right. And I think normally if an applicant has not arranged for the venue, in other words, where is this going to take place and what day and what time? Have you spoken to anyone in the community? If they haven't done that, we generally don't fund them at all because it's not our job to be his agent or anyone's agent. It's
Well,
our
he's
job.
saying-
It's our
said-
job to fund people who are prepared and in their grant, they've got it. We know that we can put that on our calendar.
He's also saying this is going to be online. That's probably why he doesn't have a location. I think they're all going to have trouble with the locations with this virus, you know?
Well, he could easily have contacted the school. Every school in our district has
Yeah.
the ability to send that out. And also our Channel 18 would have that ability and he could send it to everybody in town. But it's not our job to set it up.
It says total number of youth, 2,000, online, multidisciplinary. And I'm not saying that right, but anyway, any grade level, 0 cost. Our kids need proof that anything in life is possible. And with enough determination and hard work, they can get what they're looking for. Highly acclaimed multimedia presentation, highlight of wide range of artistic disciplines, including drawing, sculpting, music, acting, writing, speaking, comedy, graphic arts, media.
Eileen, stop. We've all read this. I mean, we can't reread every one. We're at number 10. So
Well,
I
no, I'm
think
really not. I'm just saying that this is kind of, it's not ordinary, but and it's only going to be online. So I don't have a choice either way on this one. I didn't write anything next to this.
so. We do need to decide whether we're going to fund part of it or 0 or the whole thing. And we can have a second round of discussion when we get the number from Heather. So for this moment, for number 10, do you want to partially fund, totally fund, or not fund at all because there's no venue?
I would say not to fund in this round because there's no venue. We could revisit it, but no.
I would agree with Rand.
Sandra?
They're saying they're not funded, they don't want to fund it?
Yes, because he has nowhere that he's performing it for people to see.
Yeah, that would be important, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think we should let that slide. We can let that slide and we have to eliminate some of these things.
Jay, do you have any comment? Jay, you're on mute. I'll have to write her a sign. All right, so we're going to put that in the no pile or the rediscuss pile?
No.
The no pile, okay.
Hey, Joanna, real quick, number 9 was a no, correct? The one before?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I need a piece of paper for Jay. All right, so 9, 10. Number 11, Beyond the Bounds, a pandemic concert series, outdoors and local. Number 11. Partial fund, totally fund, or no?
How about 500 for this one? This just sounds really neat.
$25 a ticket too.
I would suggest maybe half funding for now. I like the fact that it's an outdoor use of an outdoor space. I think that's forward-looking. And these are musicians working locally, as in their references. They
Right,
take
right.
out orchestra. So
I would agree with the half funding.
I think this is the one that was going to contact the National Seashore. Was that correct?
yeah,
I think that's quite ingenious to have one in the summer for all the visitors there. All right, so was that 1/2
for now.
for now? Open mic classical, number 12.
I'd be for full funding for this. It's a modest request and it's a long-standing service, I would say. And it includes young people who are learning.
Sure.
Heather,
I would agree with that.
Sandra.
The full funding, 300.
Mm-hmm. Jay, are you good on that? Jay is still reading.
I don't recall it, you know, I don't have any notes on that one. So I
You
don't.
probably know some of the people there, actually. All right, number 13, Young Artists April Workshop. And that one is in Provincetown.
And, yeah, P-Town. I think that was my only concern was P-Town.
Transportation,
Yeah.
Yeah,
partial.
it's a long way to go. I really like this program, but I have to agree that it's just a long, it's a, you know, it's a long way to go for students, parents, everybody.
Well, maybe,
I do like it.
maybe if COVID gets itself out of here soon and we have the program, a similar program going at the old firehouse, a representative of the district will come to you and ask you to help fund that here in Orleans.
That would be cool. Yeah, that would be good. So is it no for now, Joanne?
It's up to you. Is that a no for Heather?
I would, I have a concern, not a concern, but an observation. Some of these that are far away and we're concerned about transport for people from our area of Cape. Some of them are addressing, you know, young people's art needs. And I think that's important too. I would say that let's put it aside and we could see if we're able to support some of these or
Okay.
want to.
Okay, we'll do that for the next round. Number 14, remote learning with puppets. Cape Rep Theaters,
No, we have to do 14.
that is 14,
Oh, children's theater.
14 is children's theater production.
right. Did
But
I
you
say,
you just said remote learning with puppets.
oh, sorry, 14,
That's okay. That's okay.
sorry, we crossed that one out, I think. Okay, so 14, children's production, woo, $1,000.
Yeah.
I know, but I absolutely love this. I just think the kids would have such an opportunity, but I don't know how many kids get the opportunity. So maybe that's the limiting factor.
I
That's the
saw
one
one of the productions and
Is
there
that
were
the one in Brewster?
yeah,
Yeah.
quite a few students involved. It
A
is
lot of
out,
students.
they're using outdoor space too. aren't they?
Outdoor, yeah.
There is a really old kind of outdoor amphitheater where the land is has an indentation in it, and historically that has been used as a theater in the summer.
Mhm.
So they'll be using that for students. So
And how many showings would it be? Is it just the one show?
I think it's just one production.
It's one and
One production, how many times does it actually air or perform?
Oh, I don't know.
Just
All I
one?
know is it takes them a whole summer to just about to learn what they're doing. And they learn a lot about the theater, and they work with professional artists, which I think is really neat.
Mhm.
and they have
Especially,
people.
I mean, we have a lot of kids on the Cape who come from very artistic, they have this genetic thing on the Cape. They either are a musician or they're acting or they're making jewelry or they're doing something creative. And I think it
There's a
fits right
shortage
with
of-
our kids.
It looks like there's.
They do 20 performances, 2 a
Yeah.
week for 10 weeks.
I love this one. I think this is, can we do 500 for this?
Yeah, maybe half, 500.
I would start with half and then revisit. It's a good
Yeah.
local program and the quality of the productions is great. Great experience for young, and we don't have a lot of performance arts
Right.
for young people here.
yes, they had us. They actually put together a young students program called Yoko, and so the students were in junior high and high school. Is everyone familiar with that program? So they actually worked like a real staff of a cast, and those students, there were 9 of them from local schools, and they actually put on a production, 2 productions just with those 9 students. It was remarkable. So I think this Cape Rep is quite
And this-
innovative.
The students come back year after year after year and perform until they graduate. I've been to all their shows in the summertime, and what a group it is. It's a very cohesive group. They are so enthusiastic, and it's a way for children to be on stage.
Mhm.
And there aren't at the Playhouse. I don't know, because that's still in existence. It seems to be that it's not.
No,
And
it's
so
because of
one the few
COVID.
places where children can be on stage. And Mary's daughter was Mary, I don't know her last name,
Yeah. No.
was very, very active in this group. So when I was a school teacher, I did 5 plays a year. And of all the things that I ever did in my classroom, I'm sure that was the best for the kids. They loved it.
Okay, so we're going to put down half.
Maybe they don't have to get was it $1,000?
Yeah. So I think people are saying half.
500 or a little bit less or whatever.
Is that agreeable? 500?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And we can
All
move
right. Number 15. Now we're doing remote learning with puppets.
Yeah.
And that's for 300.
I don't know. They said that they would contact local schools about this, but it didn't say they would contact, but they didn't say that they had. I mean, I don't think that it's an established contact with schools in our area.
This is, it says virtually through the Nauset Public Schools, Orleans Elementary website and social media. What they're saying, the target audience is the entire regional school district.
That's pretty local.
I like this one because I think it's interesting and it's fun. And there's a letter in here, I think, from the school, or I can't remember. There's so many pieces. No, maybe this one didn't have that letter.
Oh, do you want to do partial funding or total funding?
How about 200?
Anyone else?
Yeah, I would agree with Eileen.
That's fine.
Okay. So 16 is out, 17 is out, and we're at Eventide Tales, which is 18.
Yeah, let's see, how much are they asking?
250.
250.
500.
Huh?
Eventide Tales.
It's
250.
250. I think that's okay. 250 is not a lot of money.
I saw one of their performances this fall. And yeah,
What'd you think?
I thought it was really good considering the constraints of doing theater by Zoom.
Yeah.
They support local professional actors, and perhaps the storytelling focus.
I say a definite yes.
They are classic stories. I wish that their choice of stories is more diverse, culturally diverse. They're the canon, but they're great stories. Edgar Allan Poe, and but.
Rand, do you know if when they do a performance like that, do they make it available to the schools to use in their remote classes?
It would seem like this would be a really logical thing to do.
Really
I don't know that it says so in the grant application, though.
No, but it sure would be something if I were an English teacher, I would want to have.
Yeah.
So do you want to do 250 for that grant, or partial or full? It's definitely in.
I'd say full.
Yeah,
I'd say the 250 is okay. I mean, their expenses are 2,300. So
Sandra, what do you think?
I don't think 250.
Sandra?
My Wi-Fi maybe keeps going in and out.
You know, we
Yeah, I
live
keep
in
getting
this,
interrupted, but I think 250.
we live in the same Wi-Fi
I think
area.
250 is a good.
I think
Okay.
we're having problems here.
Yeah. I don't think we should give a grant less than 250. Otherwise, it's like, why are we doing it at all?
Well, unless there's like 10 other councils contributing, you know.
Well, then we maybe don't do any.
All
Okay.
right. Are we good? We're moving
Yep.
to 19, Outer Cape Chorale concerts.
I thought we already agreed that this was what we wanted to do. 500. No?
Yeah, I
think
had it
we're
down.
at that point right now. So
I would think so, given the number of people it reaches, participatory singing.
Okay.
And audiences are big.
plus
Yeah.
the singer.
I'm wondering if they can do it this year, because when they practice, there's a huge amount of people that have to go.
That is a big question. Yeah.
And will they be able to even practice?
Yeah,
Practice online.
they can do it online, and on the news today was a chorus that practiced in their cars. They were in their cars and they were able to record it. And it sounded absolutely fabulous. So I think that artists are amazing and singers are amazing. I do know because Heather and I contacted them for their grant reimbursement, and it got lost in the, well, it took so long for the mail, but they paid their director during this COVID time, even though they weren't performing. And so I thought that was quite a generous offer, you know, for a nonprofit to want to pay their director and keep her somewhat employed during COVID.
They
So
usually-
let's
they
decide on an
sell
amount.
grapefruit, but I haven't received the invitation to buy grapefruit. But that was one of their fundraising, because I know several people that are in the group.
Yeah, I don't know if they do that anymore.
And
Do we have a decision on full, partial?
I think we do. I'm for it.
Yeah, I had it down as full from our
Okay.
discussion previously.
Okay.
Okay, so number 20, hip hop dance chair exercise for seniors, 280.
We could go to 250, make them all even instead of messing around with $30.
Every accountant loves that comment. That 87 cents that we had to deal with last year was like, round it off, please. So partially to the
250.
to the
Why
senior
not, why
center.
not just give them
250.
why not just give them the full amount they're asking for? It's $30.
Yeah,
I'm taking the opposite approach. They're asking for 280 and we're just, I don't know, it just seems kind of cheap, quite honestly. That's just my opinion.
I think it makes bookkeeping easier, right? Sandra, what do you think? Sandra?
250, is that what we're discussing? For
Yeah.
the,
We're discussing to just go ahead and make it 280 because it's only a $30 difference.
oh, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, 21, 60 plus, senior arts program, $600.
This is the one that's in Truro.
Oh, the Castle Hill. I'm thinking in some ways it's a duplicate of a lot of what other organizations like the museum and the cultural center and others that are putting their programs online.
I'm thinking the same thing, Joanna. I don't think we have to do this.
Well,
300? I don't know.
We have
Anyone else?
$1,270 left, just to give you guys an
how
idea.
much?
$1,270.
My God, that's amazing.
Well, good, then some of them that we wanted to give more to, we can, so.
Right, so this
Well,
is
we
good.
have
We're
one that we need to go back and decide. We didn't make
Well,
a
wait,
decision.
I think we need to finish the Truro one.
right.
Yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
saying.
That's our last one, so then we can go back for our third run.
Don't they have classes that they, give in Truro?
They do in the summer.
Because I know somebody who took painting, a
Right.
class of
They
painting.
have a full program of
And I
awesome.
have been in that area. That's kind of nice if you can take classes in ceramics, sculpturing, painting, printmaking, poetry.
I think they're gearing it to seniors because they have to do it online, and that gives the seniors access to something to do at home.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's make a partial or full or not at all decision.
I don't know how you can do some of this stuff at home.
But you can.
You get a kit. They have a kit of supplies that you get.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, so you can tell I'm
I've
not.
actually done a project with the Snow Library via Zoom. It was okay, I would have rather been there, but what can you do?
No,
Yeah.
Work with what you have.
It's an interesting thing too, that our library is starting to give a lot more art classes online,
Mm.
Yeah.
They have a lot of, I've been to several of them.
Mhm.
So can we go down to 300 for this one then? Give them 50% of it? This is the Truro thing that I'm thinking, I'd rather give nothing, quite frankly, than, well, really, because some of them are, we really liked it. I mean, like the acting stuff, they wanted 1,000 and some of that wanted 650, we gave them 300. So I think, what Heather's saying is we do have money, and if we torpedo this one, then there's another 600 to give to somebody
Yeah,
else.
I say we give them 300.
Rand?
yeah, I think that, Castle Hill is very quality teaching, what I've heard, and it is distant, but because of the Zoom and COVID now, maybe it's a way of bringing some of that teaching to
Right.
people here. So I'd say, yeah, partial 300 for that.
Let me see.
Yes.
Yes,
so-
for Jay, Eileen, okay.
Yep.
And I think I saw Judy somewhere. Judy, are you here? She was here a little while ago. 300?
Oh, she's been on the whole time. She's just on mute. She's been
Oh.
waiting.
Does she know to unmute? Because she could be voting.
I'm not sure. She's been there the whole time, though.
Oh, okay. Choosing not to vote, I guess.
So how much money do we have now, Heather?
I unmuted ages ago. Jeez.
Oh,
So-
yay, there you are.
There you are.
Good to see you. We need to hear you.
Okay,
All right. Have you been weighing in and listening?
I've been trying to.
Okay. Well, we're glad to have you. So Heather, do we have a grand total so far? Do you want to read it out to us?
Well, before we do that, could I just clarify, there was 3 that I highlighted that we said we were going to go back to. So I would just like to touch on those. It was number 1, 2, and 13.
Okay, number 1, Stefano, the true story of Shakespeare's shipwreck.
Didn't someone
Yes.
say yes to that?
I think we did too. I think we said okay to the
Mayflower
300.
is very much in the news today, up at the Cape, etc. So I say yes.
All right, so does everyone agree to number 1 being a yes
Yes,
Yes.
and the full funding of 300?
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, thank you, Heather.
And what
What
about
was the
number
other
2?
one?
Number 2 for 750, the duo pianists,
Mm,
composers, educators.
that's a lot.
A lot of money.
And for the record, we have $670 left.
Okay. I don't remember. I don't think that there was an explicit connection to a local organization with that one. Was
No,
there?
they're 2 off-Cape artists, I
Yeah.
think.
Oh, they must be performing here somewhere though.
That's a lot higher than we've given to most people, and they're not even local.
Are we thinking of not giving them anything?
Well, I originally had them as a no because I don't know why. I didn't like it I don't know why I didn't.
Sandra, do you have something to say about this grant?
I mean, these folks are from Onset, number 1.
I had them as a no too.
All right, Sandra?
I'm a little undecided, but I think I'm going with a no. Yeah, I'm gonna go with a no. I love
Number
classical
two?
music. I love piano music, but this just, I don't know, this whole COVID thing is making me crazy that you have to see everything online. So I'm gonna go with a
Number
no.
two?
Judy, how about you?
I was gonna cut it in half.
Okay,
I
and
didn't-
I think we haven't heard from Jay, wherever she is.
I'm up
Not here. Oh,
here.
there.
Is this number two?
Yeah.
Number
Yeah.
two.
I had that it gave them some exposure to Cape, which they didn't have before. And I also said that they should talk to the music teachers of the high schools, which they didn't do.
Oh,
And I don't remember exactly why I said that. I have to read it over again.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'll go along with what, you know, the group says.
so we're still a little bit divided. We have some no's and we have, Judy, I think you wanted to give them some funding.
I'm inclined not to, just because there isn't an explicit connection to,
All right.
No, there isn't. It's all virtual. It's a pre-recorded performance. It's on Zoom. I mean, you can go on classical music on your television and get this.
No,
I don't-
I
I
say
said
no.
no because I thought there's other ways of getting this kind of music. That's why I said no.
All right, so let's see. Where's
I'm
Heather?
confused about it.
And then, so it sounds like only one of us is maybe for funding it a little bit. Everyone else is no. So I don't know if we just want to go with a no on that one, but there's one more, number 13. I was unsure what the group decided. The Young Artists April Workshop.
Yeah.
Oh, the one in,
P2.
yeah. All right, so let's decide on number 2. Are we definitely going to not fund it or partially fund it?
No,
Eileen, no.
Uh,
Jay?
Jay,
no,
Sandra,
I guess no. Are we getting close? Are we getting close to our, yeah.
We have $670 left. We have one more to decide on. They're asking for $500 in addition to this one.
Okay, so I'm going to say no for the duo pianist.
okay, Rand,
yeah, I say no.
Judy.
I say no.
All right,
All right. Now we're with the P-Town one.
now we're at number 13.
13. Young
That's
Artist Workshop.
artist workshops, transportation, and I think I offered to ask you for money when we get it going at Old Firehouse. So that's for $500. So
Provincetown always has a wonderful program for children from 13 or so, and they even pick them up and they go and they have, you know, the artists there doing sculpture. Every week it's a different thing. It might be sculpturing, it might be watercolors, it might be oils, but you have to apply for it. But everything that they do is really
If
quality.
that's not this, Jay.
I thought that was the one that we were talking about.
I don't know if this program does that, does it? It's not every week like, well,
Doesn't say, it's only during April. Is it April 19th?
oh, April vacation.
It's on
Right.
vacation. It's on vacation time.
And they're saying that sessions will occur outdoors in the PAAM Sculpture Garden. So nearby Bay Beach and other walkable locations in April. April's kind of questionable.
Yeah, and if it's only for the weekend, that's not like every
it's-
week for the winter, you know.
During school vacation.
No, it's just during school vacation every day. It's from 9 to 12 and then 1 to 4 for the older kids.
Yeah.
All right, let's
I-
have a little decision here. So do we want to fund it at all?
Mm,
you know, I'd rather say no to this and give a little bit more money to like the Tails and Tails, the 5 and 6 that wanted a lot more that we couldn't do.
Jay?
I'd like to see it funded, but it can be 200, 250.
Sandra?
Yeah, I'd really like to see it funded, but it is in P-Town and it's for very, very young children outside. Well, not very young, varies, but I think I'm going to go with no on this. I really like to see it happen closer to Orleans.
And Heather?
I'd be okay with a partial funding, but okay with going with what the majority of the group wants to do.
Okay. And Judy?
Same way, I feel I would have supported it, but Provincetown is an issue.
Right. So are we partial or no?
Partial.
Okay. And I think I've Rand.
Yeah. I'm sorry, to backtrack. Did we exclude Rise and Shine number 17? Because it's targets a similar age group.
Yeah,
Oh,
Rise and Shine is gone.
We did.
We did exclude it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the thing that it's only for 3 days is, I mean, I could see where that would be a plus with kids in COVID classes, you know, where they're not actually getting to do that, but they may end up being 6 feet apart anyway, if that's going to be part of it.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see transportation provided.
Yeah. I think I would say no. And I would have kind of agreed to if we could look back at some of the things that we funded in our own community, not fully, and see, for example, the library offerings.
Yeah, those 2 reading programs.
And the
don't you think?
Children's Place program.
Children's Place, that's a good one.
I agree. Given the constraints of COVID and funding, we should keep it here.
All right.
To the extent we
So
can.
it sounds to me that everyone is agreeing on a no for number 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, idea.
Yes.
Another year maybe.
Can we take another look at 5 and 6? They wanted a lot more money. I mean, we took it down more than half. And I think we now have this amount of money, this 500. Can we give these guys just a little bit more, like go to 400 for both of those?
Could we ask Heather for our total now that we've eliminated 13
We're still at $670
to spend?
to spend. Eileen, why don't you go ahead, and then I have a comment actually about the Rise and Shine program.
Okay, what I'm saying is the tails, these 2 programs, number 5 and 6, got rave reviews, and they wanted $650 and $765 respectively. If we have 600 to spend someplace, couldn't we just increase each of these to 400 and spend 200 of that there, and then someplace else put the other 400? Are you all agreeable to that?
Well, they might want to decide to go through these and just, maybe they want to put the 200 or whatever is left on some of the other grants. So we might need to just look at that.
Well, that's what I kind of just said. We had 600 to spend, right? And so what I'm asking for is 100 for the number 5 and 100 for number 6. That was just my, that was what I would like to do. And then there's another 400 left, so that could be where somebody else's, pet thing would be. I won't add any more to anything other than those 2, because I in reading those 2, I just thought our kids don't read enough. They're playing with those miserable computers, and these just are so inspirational programs to me. I was just absolutely fascinated, and they really wanted a lot more money than we're giving them. So I thought if we at least went to 400 for those 2, then we still had 400 left.
Right. Heather, did you have a comment?
I would second that.
I was just, since we ixnayed 13, the Young Artists April workshop, and I know that targets, it targets 5 to 8 year olds and then kind of preteens. And to Rand's comment, just about, Rand, I think you said something about how Rise and Shine was targeting like a similar age group. I'm just wondering, for $250, that's a newer program. I know everyone was concerned about transportation, but I don't think that can be our excuse for everything. I'm just wondering, for $250, do we reconsider giving that group, I don't know, it just seems like a good cause at
The
Team
Rise and
Risk.
Shine.
The Rise and Shine is a program for kids who are at risk.
And it looks like it happens, continuously throughout the year until the school season. So, and it targets, a considerable amount of people. I don't know. I just figured for $250, it just seems like short money for a longer program.
I
And then-
agree with you, Heather, because there are a lot of children at risk. I belong to Youth Organization for Hospitality, and we give scholarships to 3 high schools, and we do it every year for them because they are children at risk.
I just feel like if we can
So
benefit,
there are
a
lots of
couple
them on the
kids,
Cape.
we can benefit a couple kids by funding $250. I feel like it's kind of worth it.
Okay.
Program too. I would second that.
Second.
Let's do
All
that.
right. So we all agree to that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so now we have 150.
Where's Judy?
Now we have $420.
All right, let's go through and just look to see, we partially funded the 2 at the library and you want to increase those. Did you count that 200 that Eileen was just talking about for the library programs?
I did not add $200 to either one of those, so we could do that, and that would leave us with a whopping $20.
No, wait. I'm not asking for 200 for both of those.
100 apiece.
Just 100 each. So instead of
All right.
300, it would be 400 for each of those.
Okay, let's just go through the ones that we don't have a lot here. So let's go through what we've funded so far.
Should I adjust those or not, you guys? Should I adjust those up to 400?
Yes.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, we
Okay.
all agree.
$120.
Okay.
So how much do we have? 120?
$220.
20.
Those increased to 400.
So that leaves number 7 was partial. Number 8. 11. Children's theater production. Remote learning with puppets is partial. And the senior arts program was 600, we gave them 300. So if we have 220 left, where would you like to put that?
I'd love to give 120 more to the children's program.
Which one?
Loose Parts Art Play Group.
Oh, great.
And that's just my vote. And I had a,
Oh, I think that's a great vote because we knocked that one down from 500 to 250. So if we add, so we get it up to 370.
yeah.
Well, you voted 300 for loose parts. So,
No, we changed it to 250.
oh,
I had 300.
Yeah.
At 21, let's see, 250, 300.
300 for number 8 is what I had.
That's
And
what I
what
had.
does Heather had? She listens really well.
300.
I have 300 on one side and 250 on the other, so.
Okay.
All right, so if you put 120 into the loose parts art play group number 8,
So increasing to 420.
correct.
Yeah.
Right.
We have $100 left.
All right, Beyond Bounds, number 11,
Number 11.
I'd put it into the,
children's theater production.
I'd
number-
vote for the children's theater production.
I do too,
Okay.
Rand.
Okay, plus 100.
Yeah, we'll get that up to 600.
So how are we doing there, Heather?
Well, if we just increase number 14 up to 600, we have $0 left.
Perfect.
Yay.
Let me just double check all my math. Hold on. Oh. We're good.
Heather, can you print that one page for us with their names and the amounts?
I can email it to you.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Email.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like way back in the Stone Age. Yeah.
That's
Can you
all right.
do it? Okay, because my notes are getting kind of messy.
Um,
I think we did good, guys. It's 10 after 7.
Right. I wanted to just make a comment that normally we get 5% of our allocation, which was 4,800. So that would have been $240 that normally we place in our administration funds, you know, when we're doing an exhibit or we need staples or whatever we have to get. And so because we didn't spend last year's 240, we thought that we would just not take it out. So it actually gave us $240 more to spend. So, because we have almost the 240 left in that account.
We're rich.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we may need that with the Duke, if we're done with this, only because if we do get the 3,500, between the restoration and the frame, if we're going to have an unveiling with, you know,
Right.
non-alcohol champagne and stuff and make a big deal out of it, we're probably going to need a little bit of that money.
Well, that's a good idea. So we know that it's there, but it didn't,
Mm-hmm.
you know, so this year, that was one of the good things about COVID is we didn't get to
Eileen,
do a lot of
I think we have to pay for the plaque too, that we're gonna put with the.
Yeah, yeah. I've got that all written down. Did you find anybody to
Well,
do it?
there's a couple people here in Orleans and I'll pursue it
Right.
and check on them.
All
Yeah,
right.
that would be
So-
great.
So
Thank
just to.
But I
bring
want to know,
you,
I'll have to go and, pick it up at your house.
Yeah, you need to
What
do
you want?
your committee. For right now, we're on the grants. If you wouldn't mind, Heather, could you read through what we've actually done for us so that everyone can sort of put a star there so they'll remember?
Yeah, I'll send it out right after we get off this call, but we funded 16 out of the 22 grants we received. The ones we funded, do you want me to, Joanna?
Yes,
say-
I do. You know why? Because we're being recorded.
Yeah,
And that's going to make it clear for anyone who's watching.
okay, so, do you want me to just read the number
The number
one?
would be great.
Number one, we funded 300. Number two, the committee did not fund. Number three, the committee did not fund. Number four, the committee did not fund. Number five, the committee funded partial, 400. Number six, the committee funded partial, 400. Number seven, the committee funded partial, 250. Number eight, the committee funded partial, 420. Number nine, the committee did not fund. No, so that's a no. Number 10, no from the committee. Number 11, partial funding of 350. Number 12, full funding, 300. Number 13, the committee did not fund. Number 14, the committee funded partial, 600. Number 15, the committee funded partial, 200. Number 16, no from the committee. Number 17, we reversed, that was the Rise and Shine funding full at 250. Number 18, we funded full 250. 19, full 500. 20, full 280. 21, partial 300. And then 22, we decided to fund full 300, however, using the Dole funds.
Correct. Now, Michaela was not feeling well, so sent me an email that she would not be able to be at the meeting. But because she is really great at getting this meeting online, she'll be able to see what we have done.
Okay.
Yeah, and reading that through makes it really helpful. So thank you.
Wondering where she was. We miss her.
Yeah, we missed her. So I think that you did a remarkable job and you did your homework. And I think we've helped the community a great deal with our intentions and our actual work to make all of this money go to people whom we think will serve our community the best. So I think with that, unless you have any other comments about any other subjects.
I have one comment. I hope it doesn't take too long. I was reflecting on one thing that we did not fund. We have, I think, funded it in the past, the program for Alzheimer's. And I wonder if I could suggest that since our reservation was mainly, we weren't sure that Zoom would really work for this, but I think they may know better than we whether, is there a way to follow up with a query to ask them a little more about that program?
Right, I would contact the contact person on the grant. And I think they have their offices in Brewster. So that would be a really great idea. And are you willing to take that on, Rand?
I can do that.
All right. And then you can get back to us at the next meeting and we could figure out a way to get some funds to them if it will be something that will help.
Yeah.
Brand, I think that's great. I would agree with that. I'm glad you brought that up. I felt a little bad about that one as well.
Right.
So if you need any help, let me know.
Right.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
We have funded them almost every year in the past.
Yeah.
I think it was just the Zoom thing that kind of turned me off for that group.
We were uncertain how effective the delivery of that would be.
So I think that's a
We
great
can
thing.
look into that a little more. Yeah.
Okay, that's great, Rand. Thank you. So you'll bring that to our next meeting. Would that work?
Yeah.
And I think that Claire is probably going to watch this when she gets back from her appointment. So we're thanking her for her work beginning at the meeting and for all of us who work so well together to make this happen.
Yay.
So we need a movement to adjourn.
I make the motion and we adjourn.
All right. Did everyone have a chance to make comments about this past the grant writing, grant funding? Sandra,
Yes. Mhm.
you good?
Yes, good.
All right.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
did great.
We did well. So we have a
Okay.
motion on the floor. Eileen has made a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Wait, I just have one question. Have we established when our next meeting is going to take place?
We are set for the second Monday at 5:30 every
Oh,
month.
Second Monday.
And I
second Monday
believe
in
that
February?
is February 8th.
February 8th, okay.
And
At
I mean,
5:30.
so we're on the master calendar now for that time.
Okay.
So if we are changing the second Tuesday, we need to notify the town that we've done that. So,
Okay, all right.
so it makes
So
it easier.
I'll second the motion to adjourn if you need to be seconded.
We do. So it's been moved and seconded that the meeting is adjourned with gratitude for all of you.
And for you.
Take care.
My pleasure.
Thank you, everyone.